6:30, we'll call the meeting to order. Please stand and salute the flag. Pledge allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Steve, join us in the invocation, please.
Father, we just thank you tonight that all that are here, and we thank you for everything you do for us, and we just pray for your guidance on our decisions here tonight, and we pray for the association that it thrives, and we do everything to your service. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
As the board had a chance to look over the minutes from the previous meeting, so I'll take a motion to approve those minutes.
I'll make a motion we approve those minutes.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Financial report.
Wished I had better news for you. Basically, we said we were going to, for the year, we were going to make $12,585, and we're down $20,000. And the only areas we're up in is tank pumping, assessments, and general maintenance. Every other area we're down on. We're either above the budget for the whole year, or we're not where we should be after this period of time. So you've got a copy of it. Take a look at it. If you got any questions, I'll be glad to try to answer them.
Okay. For those of you that wasn't at last month's meeting, we introduced Tracy Mayhew. She's been working here for a while now. She is now the assistant manager here at the office, and she's in charge of code violations, building permits. Anytime you have any questions, you want to file a building permit or have problems with code violation, please talk to Tracy. She is also the first line of defense for Steve. If you come in with just a general question, please talk to Tracy first. But starting tonight, we will have an assistant manager's report as well as the manager's report, so it's all yours.
Okay. So last meeting, I forgot to mention that we did get the pool cover, and we've got it all winterized. And if you haven't looked at it, you should stop by and look at it. It's real nice pool cover. It looks real nice. Billing of next year's assessments, that was completed and mailed out by November 1st. And along with those assessments, we sent out the contact information request form. And I've got a plethora of those in, which I do appreciate. And so now I have better means of contacting people. Some people, all I had was an address, and now I've got phone numbers and emails and better ways to reach out to people to get information out. And then a reminder, we are going to be working on the newsletter. We do have an open board member position for Sugar Valley. If you're wanting to run for that, we do need biographies in no later than November 23rd, so we can get that in the newsletter and out by December 25th. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about the golf course. It is starting to become in better shape. On November 1st, Dave came out and helped maintenance fix a bunch of the leaks and the problems that we were having out there. And we arranged for maintenance to pick up Brad Wagner's greens mower and his drop seeder. And so the boys seeded it on the 2nd and the 3rd, and then Brad came out and spiked it all. And I've been talking with him, and he says it's looking really good. We've got some good grass coming back up, and he thinks it's going to be in great shape come spring for next year. And then we re-delivered his equipment to him. For code violations, this month I sent out one for junk and unsightly debris and a fence with no building permit. Sent out another one for just junk and debris. 2 on soft-sided sheds, which we do have a hearing after the next board meeting that was requested. 1 for an unapproved fence, the fence that was constructed with the material, it was not constructed with the same material that they requested on the building permit, and the material that was used is in violation. We had 1 letter returned from Hidden Valley, and we had Jim Guffey hand deliver it. Sent out 56 letters for winter storage permits on campers, and I'm already getting quite a few of those resolved, and people coming in and getting the winter permits that they're needed, and have had some great conversations with people on it. And then I followed up and drove around both Hidden Valley and Sugar Valley and followed up on some of the previous code violations, and I've added 7 fines in for properties that are in violation. We sold 1 lot, and we got 1 lot gifted back to the association. And then I was also asked to get some quotes on some POS systems for the clubhouses. And I received some quotes, and we're gonna go with a company called Touch Bistro for their POS system. They have cheaper credit card fees and things than what our current company uses. We'll be able to better track inventory, labor control, and watch our snack bars and things like that a lot closer. And it's a pretty neat system. It also can be integrated with the software that we already use on our accounting for our QuickBooks. It also meshes up with that. So, and that's all I have for mine.
Good. Steve?
You got something big to follow up, Steve.
She took a lot off my plate. I've got very little. I just do want to let y'all know that security vehicle at Sugar Valley is fixed, back in Joe's hands running. You're not gonna believe this, but the problem was a catalytic converter was plugged up, and if we hadn't had someone steal it, we'd have had a harder time figuring it out. Someone is going around stealing a lot of catalytic converters in Sugar Valley right now. But that vehicle is fixed, and it's fine, it's up and running. The glass in the clubhouse at Hidden Valley that's been broke out, I've got D&J Glass coming up to fix that. They ought to be here. He said it'd probably be the 1st of December before he got the actual glass for it. But he's coming up to fix the glass that's broke there. The old pump truck, old news. He has got it. We hauled it back down to Pittsburgh to the mechanic because he needed to check all the steering column, because when it was all tore up and everything, it has something to do with that. He don't want to burn up the new. They've got the ECM in, if I understood him right, all programmed, but now he's got to go through that steering column and trying to find some parts for it to make sure we don't burn that ECM back up. It's still in the process of working on it, still in the process, but now not ECM, it's steering parts. So hopefully the old pump truck will be up and running very shortly. That's about all I've got. I did talk to Josh Baldwin today. I believe he's gonna talk to you this weekend, right, Corey?
About the landscaping?
Yes.
Okay, I'll follow up.
And we'll try and get something, we're gonna try and get something done, whether it's the redneck tournament people or just us. We're gonna get around this pool, get it landscaped. I do have, Tom Garrison told me that it shouldn't be but another week to 2 weeks before he has this, what he's donated. He's making up the switch to make this hood work in our new kitchen. And that, hopefully we'll have that thing up and going pretty quick. He's in the process. All he had to do, he's got the relays in. He's in the process of building that box, and then we can get it all hooked up and get it running. That's all I got.
Sugar Valley Outlet Plant.
Oh, that's next. Oh, gosh. Okay, I've been busy all week with this outlet pipe. I've called, the first one, they gave us a price, which was Mayor. They're the ones that did the scoping and the video inspection. I got a hold of 3 other people. 2 of them never even got back with me through an email or a phone call. That was Mr. Pipelining and US Pipelining, but a company called UMC in Wichita, a man came down, looked at the site, got the schematics for the dam and the elevations, got the video that the people had taken, and he was gonna get us a bid by board meeting. He called back, or he emailed me back yesterday saying that he wasn't gonna be able to give me a bid because that all had to go through DWR before they could do that. I contacted our engineer. Our engineer said, email him back and tell him all we want is a budgetary figure, because on your system, what you recommend, and then we will submit what we go with on to the state. And he came back and said something where they're not gonna bid it, basically. So we're back down to the one bid with Mayor on the outlet pipe.
So we are at,
104.
104,000, and that does not include divers
Divers or
to
the,
plug off the 12-inch pipe so that they can change the valve or
Yep.
repair the valve,
yeah,
which does not include a handle to operate the valve.
correct.
We'd have to come up with that. Joe was gonna check into the way to pay for that, and you are also looking at a possible grant, you said.
Yes, I've been digging, trying to figure out what maybe
So-
grants we can apply for to help us. The one I
Do
found,
you
that
wanna
I
leave
think,
this till next month, or what?
I'm afraid we're gonna have to. The worst of it is that the water level has to be down for them to be able to do
Sure.
this.
Sure.
And I think temperatures play a factor too. So, but I think we've got to wait till next month, unless I come up with something in between, and then
Well, if we
maybe
do, well, then we can
I
have a
have to just
special meeting or something.
call everybody.
The bid was only good for 30 days from October the 6th.
Right,
Anything
correct.
change on that?
I'm waiting to hear back. I've talked to, the lady was in a meeting today when I talked to them again, and to get back to me whether that bid still stood or they had to raise it some. I'm pretty sure that bid's gonna stand.
Maybe a little lower, 20%.
That'd be great.
Okay. We need an executive session with the architectural committee chairman for how long?
Long enough for a cigarette. She'll leave it.
Tim, how long?
10 minutes?
Oh, yeah.
10 minutes, no longer than 10 minutes. Need a motion, please?
Make a motion, we have an executive session for 10 minutes for the architectural committee.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
I guess it would matter if the fine is applied.
Okay, we're back. Call the meeting to order. Rules and Regulation Committee formation. This is Dave Silas'
Lucky me, this is my baby, huh?
baby.
There was a lot of discrepancies between one part of our rules and regulations and another part. Covenants say one thing, building permits say one thing. Over time, things have changed. I'm asking the board to approve the formation of a committee in January that would go through all of our rules and regulations that we currently have and find those discrepancies, fix the discrepancies, and then present that all to the board as one.
Thoughts?
I like it.
I do too.
Motion?
I make a motion to approve the committee.
Second.
Any discussion?
I don't have it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
So January at the annual meeting, everybody please sign up. And the committee will be, it's just like all other committees. If you're on a committee, you have to be approved by the board, blah, blah, blah.
Annual meeting or the
Annual meeting.
regular?
Annual meeting.
Annual meeting, when we do the
Yep.
sign up. Okay, open forum. Again, state your name, where you're from. You have 2 minutes. You must be a member in good standing. So, who wants to go first?
I will.
Right here. Cool. Quiet, please.
David Klein, I'm from Hidden Valley, and I want to address my 2 board members mainly about the broken windows over there. It's been like, what, 2 months? And they haven't been replaced. It's not that hard to do, you know. You got 3 maintenance men over there.
Dave, did you hear Steve's report?
I heard the report,
He has
but
one
I
guy
also,
coming this-
I also was over there, and the guy never showed up. Okay, now you got glass. You can cut your hand open or by accident you miss with that glass. The one by the pool table, the one that, and then the back door. And I'm just worried about somebody getting cut. You're open to a liability there. It's been 2 months. That's stupid to be that long. It ain't that hard to pull 3 or 4 bolts, take and get a measurement on the frame, go over to the glass place over there and get a window. You know, if you have to put a new window in, it'd still be cheaper than getting a lawsuit for somebody getting hurt.
Okay.
Okay, that's all I got. And I'm,
Yes.
Jolita Park, Sugar Valley, as I say at every meeting, I want my pool back. My amenity that I should have. Yeah, so you guys keep thinking about that and you'll just know my name, know my face, know where I'm at. Okay, now I was late getting to the meeting, so I didn't hear what you said about Tracy here, but I read it. So now she's the assistant manager. Somebody that lives here full-time that thinks that they know everything about that goes on up here told me that Steve was, as of January 31st, would no longer be an employee here. Is that bullshit, or December 31st? Is that just another line of bullshit?
That's just a bunch of bull.
Okay.
I don't know where you're.
He's like,
Well, Steve?
You guys told me.
Well, I took it as a line of bullshit from the mouth it came from, but it pissed me off when I heard it, and I thought if that was true, I was gonna cuss all of you out, because I like Steve. I think he's done great things. So,
Thank you for asking us and getting the truth versus spreading information on social media. I appreciate that.
yeah, you were here on
Anyone else?
28 days.
I was told the same thing.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Russell Gray. We're new to the area. Hi, everybody. Nice to see you. So far, we've had a lovely time out here and look forward to being a part of this community. Both of us prior military, we're here in the GS system helping programs with the VA and with the Army at Fort Leavenworth. So glad to be here. My two questions that I had, real quick and easy. Coming in the entrance, I see a sign there that says about city water expansion, about being able to have water run to your plot. Is that something that in the long game, we're looking at something being at everyone's plot where they're gonna have an actual water flow instead of having to take care of the water containers?
You have to talk to the rural water district, that's
Okay.
a rural water district question. From what I understand, where you're located, Steve told me where you purchased that. The water main's not that far from you, so you probably would have access to a possible water meter. You just need to go down to Mound City and talk to the rural water district.
Number two.
Number 2, their office is right there on Main Drive.
Copy that.
It was a lot by lot decision last year, so if you wanted it, you had to pay to get it ran to your lot.
But you
So
can-
it's not
you
gonna
can
be.
still
efficient.
get it.
Yeah, you can still get it, but it's not gonna be, I don't think, nobody else is gonna front the bill or run it around the whole lake.
Copy that.
Yep.
That was question one. Second two, with us just moving in, I know that the lot that sits to the right of ours, looks like it's, hasn't been touched in a couple of years, where our lot kind of looked that way too. I was just wondering, what is the rules and guidelines from the committee on the length lots can remain unkept before?
I mean, is it overgrown or what?
It looks like it's had better days.
We're
Looks
talking
like
about
somebody
natural,
was out there playing baseball with hockey equipment on. It's been there for a while.
we're talking about natural, or are we talking about debris?
Trash?
It does have a lot of natural upgrowth on it. There are some trash items out there as well. Some we've even moved last weekend when we came out for the first time. But I was just wondering, because our next step was gonna possibly be to try to find the owner of that property and see if we could take it on and make it look a little better for the community we're living in. So I was just gonna ask those questions. Thank you for your time. Pleasure to meet you all.
Reed?
Was a decision made in executive session?
No, sir.
Okay.
It was just clarification on between board and
Okay.
the committee to make sure everybody's on the same page, you know, how things are working. Okay.
I
Anybody
have a
else?
question, Cindy, Sugar Valley Lake. When you guys had sent out stuff for people's
Sorry, Tim.
junk in their yards and that, I know you've done it with Jimmy John and them back over on that side. He's cleaned it up once, but now it's horrific again. How come you guys let it get that way so quickly after he's already had his 30 days, 60 days, 90 days to clean it up, and it never gets fully taken care of? And then now it's back to looking like pure shit again.
Yeah, he just,
Why?
he
I mean,
just
I would like
scrapped.
an answer from all, I've been
Pardon me?
trying
One's been turned over to the county.
Yeah.
That one, according to Tracy's been turned over to the county at this point.
so.
And keep in mind, it's hard to babysit adults too. You know, we can levy the fines, we can make them clean it up, but we can't sit there every day and make sure that.
Oh, no, I know
It
that.
really
I
isn't
take care of
cleaned up,
people
Cindy.
that live.
It hasn't really been cleaned up.
No, it hasn't, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
What has to be done.
I thought you meant it was
Yeah.
cleaned up and now it's back. Okay.
No, he gets started, but then it gets worse.
Because
But
one
then
shit
it
pile of
seems
shit
like
goes to another pile.
another pile of shit, it gets moved from one side to the other. But I wanted to know, how come nobody really steps up and takes accountability for that? If you guys are the board, and that's not supposed to be allowed to be done, why don't somebody go out there and really put it to it about
Well,
it?
they have been kind of gone quite an HOA, isn't it? Just saying.
If we send him a fine letter, it's gonna be levied against his due, so, and that's 30 days, so if he's gotten a letter, but if the county's involved, that may have changed that, so.
Did the county in the process of trying to make that, I mean, step up a little bit more
I don't
on
know,
some of that
Tracy.
stuff?
Let you take over there.
Well, on that, you know, I've been in discussion, but no real decision has been made, so I really don't have a report on that at this time. But there will be more reports coming in the future with that.
We just had a meeting with the county, and the county is in the process of rewriting their planning and zoning, is that correct, Darren? And so some of this stuff may change a little bit, but the county is really wanting to help these lake communities out in their cleanup process to the best of their ability. So that's kind of all we can say right now. We're gonna know more a little later, but we do
So you're working on
turn people over.
That's what
I do know Jimmy John just scrapped like 3 campers, and it looked so much worse than it did. He still hadn't had it cleaned up,
No, he hasn't.
but all of a sudden it just got worse.
Oh, yeah, much worse.
Yes, we're on top of it.
Because I'm right there every week,
Yes,
and it's not better.
right.
What's the story on Pine Loop?
What's the story on Pine
What's the
Loop?
story on Pine Loop?
That's still under county, I believe.
Yes.
Have you heard anything, Darren?
Coach Court and County, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Tim?
So, I did not have a question, but to this gentleman's point, I literally just got with rural water. They're gonna put rural water where I'm at. So the great news is, if you're close to a meter, it's pretty easy to do. But just for thinking processing, it's $4,000 for the meter, right? And it's probably another $1,200 to get lines run and so on, so it's not inexpensive.
They will come out and actually look at the site and bid what it's
Yes.
gonna take to get the water to you. I do know where they're at, the main is out there by Joe's on that main road.
Yes, sir.
The main is out there, so however far you are from there, you know,
catty corner from it.
see, it would just have to be extended to your lot, the meter set, so it just depends on the conditions and what the contractor bids it at.
But it is available, and it's a great thing. Way better than all of mine.
And they're on a great time right now. When I called last year, it was a month, like, it was gonna be months. And I just called, because I'm getting my water meter set and getting everything going, and she said they can, for maybe 6 weeks tops, and they can have, even if you don't have the can, the, whatever it's called, in ground can or whatever.
Meter cut.
And they've already assured me, she was like, 4 to 6 weeks tops. So it's going quick right now. Where a year ago, they were talking months and months before they were done.
Anyone else? Yes.
Sherry Nutt, Sugar Valley Lake. I have a question, I have 2 questions actually. Michael, you said you were talking to somebody about the camper graveyard.
Yes, I've already talked to Morris Salvage. They quoted us a price of $12,000 to move all those units out of there. After we get the paperwork from the sheriff's department, I'm going to talk to West Recycling. Haven't had a chance to do that yet, but I want to talk to them to see if they've got any different story than Morris does. But I talked to Steve about it, and he says we're not willing to pay the $12,000, so I don't know what else we're going to do. After I talk to West and see what they have to say.
Jimmy John will say.
We're gonna get him out there somehow.
That's not.
We're gonna figure out some way to get him gone.
I know, right?
Tracy, do you drive around a lot?
I have been.
Okay, so we have that problem on Pine Loop. We also have that problem over by the 7-acre lake. There's 2 residents over there that are disgustingly gross. So if you could please.
We're at on the 7-acre lake.
Second tier up.
I think
Yes,
the one's right up the road from me. Is that the one?
West side.
Yeah, the one's right up from
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Pardon
One's on the
me?
west
West side,
The one's right
second
up from
tier
me,
up.
right?
West side.
Yeah.
Second tier on the south.
Is that
West
she's
side
like,
and then second tier on the south side.
Yes. Yes, I live right down there, so I'd love to come to those too. I live right down there, I'd love to see those taken care of.
Well, their dogs chased our church one time. They almost didn't have any dogs.
I will check it out.
Darren?
Can I know everybody's concerned about Pinewood Drive, and if I can have 2 seconds to talk about it. You okay with that?
Sure, stand up.
Please.
Darren Wilson, Sugar Valley, Lynn County Codes Enforcement Officer. They are in court. It is a process to get it through. Come January, when she comes back, they're going to trial. And at trial, there will be fines handed out. If the fines aren't paid, the county will go in and do an abatement.
And will he lose the land then?
He will not lose the land, but he's gonna lose everything sitting on it.
So then what happens if he just builds it all back up again?
Then
That'll take a long time to build all that
the
back.
whole process,
One at a time, please.
the whole process starts over, but the fines, they're not gonna want to serve.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
I'll explain Codes Court real quick. Codes Court's every other month. They make their first appearance, they make a plea of guilty or not guilty. They have till the next month to clean it up. If they've made progress, any type of progress, they'll grant them another one. By the third appearance, if they're not satisfied with it, then they take them to trial and start handing out fines. So a case could work up to basically 120 days. So, but the county is involved in that.
What do the fines look like? A couple $100, couple $1,000?
A day.
Oh, wow.
For when you first charged
No, from the time that they're fined and
Okay,
trial.
and they're in open trial. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, new business. Anybody? Committee reports.
Rec committee.
There you go.
I'm the only one that talks. We had a great turnout for Thanksgiving. Yes, our next event is on December 12th, the Christmas dinner. We'll provide the meat and then everybody just brings the covered dish and dessert. We're gonna do a Christmas exchange, an ornament exchange, and a sock exchange, if you want to. It's all voluntary, so, and that is at 4 o'clock on the 12th here at Sugar Valley.
Yeah, bingo. this
Bingo
Friday.
Saturday.
Bingo
Which
is this
means
Saturday,
bingo
is
is probably gonna be moved this month. Bingo was supposed to be last Saturday, but we had this Thanksgiving dinner, so I moved it to this Saturday.
This Saturday.
The only problem is it
Okay.
is kind of crazy.
I thought I'd read somewhere that it was Friday, and I thought that was kind of.
That's Hidden Valley.
Ah.
Yeah, that's the problem when I run into the third.
2 nights in a row.
We run into Hidden Valley, so.
Okay.
But I hope not to do that, but maybe twice a year. And then, of course, but we've been doing really good in bingo. We had 10 people the other day. I think our jackpot was $70. So, for 10 people, that's not bad. Huh?
Bar open?
Yeah.
Anything else on rec committee? Okay, moving along.
I just have a question about the gift exchange. Are you having a certain amount of money, like $10 or something?
I think
like
it's
that?
between 10 and 20, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
and
sometimes
it's
we
wrapped.
say,
Yeah.
you know, a limit or
Okay.
whatever.
Question, for that, about how many kids are you guys looking to get? Or do you guys normally get kids for things like that? Or
Gifts?
like events, like for the kids? Is that what this is?
Uh-uh.
Adults. I'm sorry, I'm doing
Yeah,
this
man.
asking questions. I like kids, okay?
PG rated, but it's adults.
That was Halloween.
Okay, audit committee.
Have an audit committee report I received from the chairman on November the 3rd. It was for the May through August 4-month period. The committee reviewed the documents and records of Sugar Valley and Hidden Valley Association listed below for the months of May through August. And by the way, I'm on the committee as the board representative and active participant in the committee. We reviewed the bank statements for the operating account for Farmers and Merchants Bank for the above months, transaction detail for the above months, profit and loss statement for May through August of 2022, balance sheets for the above months, profit and loss statements for the above months, and the vendor balance detail as of September 30th, 2022. All checks, deposits, and miscellaneous items were reconciled between the bank statements and the transaction detail. All voids were matched to the void file. All outstanding invoices were matched to the vendor balance detail. One duplication was found and corrected. There were no other discrepancies on any of the above documents. We'll do another audit committee on or about sometime in January for the last 4 months of the year, and then as soon as I get that, I'll report it at the meeting after I get that report.
Any other committees that want to speak? You got anything?
Just from the architecture committee, we had 80 applications, and that's wonderful. We've only had to deny 3 of those because our job is to serve at the board request and to get them processed through so we can do things, not so we can't. But
awesome.
three ultimately were denied. We are ecstatic about the idea of enforcement and clarity. So thank you. Those are great things.
So do you guys check up on those things that you approve?
We are ecstatic about enforcement. we have no authority.
Oh, so you just give them the
We-
okay?
it
Or
either-
no? Okay.
They can tell us this is what they're doing, but if they don't do it, we don't really have a somewhere to walk.
We can revoke things though, if people don't do what they say they're gonna do.
Yeah.
We can
How's that
revoke
logo
things.
have it going up on, up front?
We can levy fines.
Pardon me?
Any other committees?
They got drug racing.
Like building.
They went to jail.
Quiet, please. Any other committees? I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Corey?